kind of challenging because of how fast the Cypher Rush is going to be. Breaking Wheel can struggle against the mechanic doll. It's something that's difficult for the wheel to sort of kill because, you know, you don't really want to get out of wheel form, kill the bot, and go back into wheel and then go for another survivor. Waste a lot of time. So that's the biggest downside to Breaking Wheel. With Prisoner, it's not a bad character to chase. If you're actually able to find Prisoner first, believe it or not, Prisoner is actually the best target for the Breaking Wheel to find here. The reason why is you don't want to find Mechanic because if you find Prisoner and down them first, Mechanic's decoding is going to be slowed down anyway. And Prisoner is weak wall on the rocket chair. He has no abilities on the chair, whereas Mechanic can still decode and Prisoner would be able to decode at full efficiency. So we do have the Breaking Wheel spawn in at Graveyard. Gate key spawn is over at Geisha, but he's actually going to go towards middle here, trying to find the corner house survivor. And it looks like there's actually two here, which is not good at all. And it is the Prisoner. This is the perfect target for 72S. So a beautiful start for him so far.
Yeah, and just note that those the two decoders that were here at the corner house, but still, yeah, just deciding to just go for Kiridana here. And now we see that two spikes already here, just chasing him out, does have a zap to utilize. And now with Zalcon able to try to go for the hit, but now eats that hit. Kiridana is actually one hit away from going down, so a little overextension could pay off in 72S's favor since he's already got his first ability up and he's gaining that presence. Mind you, he still has a blink up, and now we see that he has the mechanic spot. He will try to down this one and not to worry about the extra body on the map.
He is able to get the bot down. Now that's actually huge because now the survivors have to heal the forward. You cannot leave that forward injured, one, because he's the main rescuer, and two, the mechanic can't decode with two survivors injured if that Prisoner were to go down. So we do have Zalcon hiding out here, able to avoid the spike. Will 72S change targets? I don't think so. You never really want to commit to a forward. He's actually going to go for the mechanic. This is actually a pretty good situation for NM. Because 72S is chasing the mechanic doesn't have a lot of bots to work with anyway, so the mechanic decoding is rather useless once it starts to go down. We go see a lot of stuff from Zalcon, and he goes for it, but misses and takes another hit. A very risky stun there, not paying off, unfortunately. And we see a lot of survivors not decoding, a lot of running around here, which means 72S has a lot of leeway, a lot of time to work with to try to tunnel down one of these survivors.
Yeah, Priestess's portals have been working out, but now we see that Joseph GG will be chased towards the graveyard. But 72S very proactive with expelling the resources and also catching these survivors off guard. And it seems like Zalcon will be the main target here, just making the routes, running the routes. And this area is actually pretty tough for the hunter, especially if he's able to vault the window. And now we see that 72S still being very focused on this board, granting the decoders to just freely decode while the portal is being placed already. And we see that the forward able to get away and forcing the breaking wheel to exit the wheel form.
Now you saw why 72S changed targets here. You don't want to commit to the mechanic again. If you down this forward, mechanic's decoding is naturally slowed down. We're going to see the snap here most likely finish off that forward. He's going to drop down here, maybe changing targets early. Wow, this is a very, very aggressive strategy from 72S. And he is actually going to target the Prisoner. I think the strategy here is potentially leave the forward on the ground, force them to expend their self-heal so you can select them later in the game, and now go for this Prisoner. And because of this, you're eliminating the main decoder, and forward naturally has a slow decoding speed, so it's not like he's going to be decoding very fast anyways. 72S has to go for two spikes, so you not go for full presence because Prisoner is able to cancel it with the shock. Tried to cancel it, but what's into the drop? And 72S is able to get that down. Still 5 Cypher machines remaining, and 2 survivors on the ground. This is very good for 72S.
Holy smokes, what a counter to that zap. And now I like the big brains on 72S. You probably realize, yeah, 5 Cyphers still remain. I'm still in a pretty good spot. Left the forward to go for that self-heal, and now focusing on his original target, which was the Prisoner. Goes for the snap of that mechanic, still has 1/4 health left. And we see that the blink tried to be utilized, gets the chair hit, but Neru wisely just backs off just a little bit since he was a distance away. At least they were able to expel the blink, and now Neru just waiting it out just a little bit. Again, 72S is a master of Terror Shock. You have to respect his timing with those hits. And now beats that hit, able to get the rescue on that Prisoner. And now the rebound kite needs to last here for Kiridana.
Yeah, we do see that pallet thrown down from the Priestess, allowing the Prisoner to potentially gain some distance here that forces this Hunter back into breaking wheel form. We see there is a portal set up here. Can they make it before the snap goes off here? And no, just in time before it can register here. We do have the forward at full health waiting to potentially support, but it looks like not a lot of football left. We have just a perfume for him, and still 5 Cyphers left. You saw, again, supporting against a breaking wheel so strong, but when you do it kind of this excessively, it's going to be, you know, it means your Cypher Rush is a lot slower.
Yeah, it's a war of attrition when it comes down to it. And the Hunter, he can just replenish his resources. The Survivors, they got to open chests, they got to heal. And the Forward now has a perfume bottle, but it's going to be quite tough for him to utilize this at wheel form. And the clock is ticking on this prisoner, already past half. Has to go for the save if he wants to rescue, but it seems like it's quite the dangerous feat. 5 Cyphers still remaining. Mechanic is opening up some chests while we get the rescue on the prisoner's side. The portal is there, but that doesn't mean anything to the wheel form of this breaking wheel.
We are going to see that snap there. Get the prisoner down. The portal, as you mentioned, Posh, not too effective here, and we do see wanted order on the forward. The problem here for the survivors is, again, 4 Cyphers now, but some of them have progress. We've been playing this match for such a long time, almost 5 minutes now. We just now popped our first Cypher, so that really goes to show the map pressure from 72S, and we're going to see him change targets here, looking for possibly the Mechanic or Priestess. Mechanic, probably not the best target, because again, Mechanic can't decode too fast, but Priestess is a beautiful one to find here, and that's exactly what he's going to try to commit to.
Yeah, just gimp the resources of this Priestess, since the portals have been giving exit strategies for these survivors. Doesn't have to worry about the decoding speed. 3 Cyphers still remain. You have a forward here. I know accelerated decoding is a thing now, but Zhao Khan already in the area. Doesn't have resources to utilize. He just has rock hiding and the real estate of the middle part of this map. So it seems like he wants to injure all these survivors. Again, a bleed out strategy is very viable, but it's going to take some time, and you really can't let go of your sight on any of these survivors. The blink, oh wow, able to get the forward, but the forward able to create some distance here. Now all the survivors are injured. 72S back on the wheel form.
Yeah, so what 72S is doing here is he's injuring each of these survivors, putting them in a position where they can't rescue, and does find the healing spot, which is very important for him here. Again, with everybody injured, Mechanic cannot decode at an efficient rate, and this is exactly what 72S is going for. So now you're going to you want to chase essentially anyone but the Mechanic, and it looks like he is going for that. Priestess is going to be able to get out, potentially go for a snap. Can she hit the portal off in time? No, he misses the snap, and Priestess can potentially live this. No blink, no traps. Oh, he does have traps, but doesn't have enough distance, and this forces him to change targets. So NM not out of this just yet because of that beautiful play from the Priestess.
Yeah, so it's strategies like that. They have to find those openings, but you have to be very careful because this breaking wheel can dart back and forth. He just moved away, but now we see the global portal was utilized. He knows that it's over here at the corner house, just interrupting the healing. Mechanic drops down to the basement. He kills the long portal, chases the Mechanic up the second floor, but like you said, didn't want to chase the Mechanic, wants to really go for this Priestess or the forward just to down them right away, because this Mechanic won't have that much to kite with if these 2 survivors are out of the game.
Yeah, and especially because I think he acknowledged the Mechanic had a perfume as well. So if you chase the Mechanic up there, they're going to perfume drop down and waste a lot of time. Nothing the Priestess can do here to that full presence and the snap here. So the down for 72S opting to go for the chair here. This is the correct play considering nobody's able to rescue. A lot of the time, you want to go for more of a slugging strategy, which can, you know, again, make them waste their self-heal, but considering how fast Priestess heals and that no one can rescue nonetheless. If he goes back into the wheel form, though, this does give an option, but does have that full presence online momentarily, and he's going to be able to force his early save here from the forward.
Ooh, yeah, forward had Tide Turner to utilize, allowing the Priestess to exit, but we see that the Priestess already has a portal online, and we see that Zhao Khan just trying to get the attention, but Neru just hanging around this area just since there is a window here and also an open space for him to test out his drifting skills. Neru is going to eat a spike, has to be very careful. The snap, one more hit would do it. He's trying to dart back and forth here, has a portal to utilize, but now escapes and tries to go for the window, but 72S, can he get the hit through the window? He does.
Yeah, beautiful play from 72S there. Very close. You saw him actually go for that snap to try to cancel the Priestess portal. You may ask why go for the snap if it just gives them a speed boost and doesn't knock them down, but he was trying to predict the Priestess using a portal there. Priestess actually acknowledging that this Hunter might go for that play and didn't use it up too early. So very, beautiful drop from the Priestess, but unfortunately, when you're in that open area, there's not many places you can actually kite to, so he is able to get the down there. Forward is up, but I don't know if they really get this rescue. The time's going to be very close. Can he get the sail before he goes for that snap? And does get the rescue, and maybe trying to go for a blinker on the Priestess. He's able to get him down. There's the blink from 72S, does get the down, and still an entire cycle left, even with 1 prime. Driver still with 2 remaining. Not much they can do here. This is looking like a 4-person elimination for SG.
Yeah, so the question in my mind is that if did the forward, I think the forward used up his self-heal unless somebody did save it. So yeah, saving the best for last here, the mechanic now. Forced to vault that window. It does have a perfume. Oh my god, forcing him to vault the window while the mechanic is still out, and now allowing him to go to the second, the middle part of the map. Try to utilize the snap. The tram is in the way, just delaying the inevitable here when it comes down to it, because this mechanic can't last that long with the full presence breaking wheel for the forward to self-heal. This is going to be quite tough, and 72S still wanting to get as much points for his team as possible. We see that the trap did slow the mechanic down, but it's only a matter of time for 72S to down this mechanic. He's just being very careful. Changes to wheel form, and it seems like this mechanic buying so much time. The forward already used up the self-heal. Forward does acknowledge that the dungeon is over here at the middle part of the map.
Yeah, if you're 72S, all you have to do is get out of that wheel form with the full presence. Exactly what we're going to see happen here. They're going to force them to chair, and the reason why is, again, as you mentioned, Ford is sitting on that dungeon. You can't allow them to get out, so 72S is going to go look for that, making sure that there's no possible option for escape here. I think the mechanic may have their self-heal, Forward not. What's 72S going to do here? You have to chair one of them at some point. I mean, you could potentially wait for Forward to bleed out and then pick up Mechanic, but again, Mechanic is probably going to try to maybe self-heal here, and they are going to get up and try to keep things going. This forces them back into wheel form. Forward actually almost bled out. I would say there is a possibility for Mechanic to get dungeon here, but because he does have that full presence, there's really not a lot of options. All he has to do is get out of wheel form and go for yet another snap.
And here we see it already going to the AoE, and the snap once again. Mechanic already used up his self-heal. The forward is about to expire. This is the first time the mechanic is going to be chaired, so he's going to have time to go over there at the dungeon side for him to be able to get a 4-person down, a 4K in the book of 72S. GG is going to be called. Wow, what a game. This was past the 10-minute mark, Eli.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it really goes to show the power of breaking wheel cipher control.